Act 5, Scene 1 of Faust Part 2 by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Translated by Bayard Taylor. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5, Scene 1. Open Country. Wanderer.
Yes, 'tis they, the dusky lindens. There they stand in sturdy age. And again shall I behold them, after such a pilgrimage? 'Tis the ancient place, the drifted downs, the hut that sheltered me, when the billow, storm uplifted, hurled me shoreward from the sea. Here with blessing would I greet them, they, my hosts, the helpful pair. Old, indeed, if now I meet them, since they then had a hoary hair. Pious folk, from whom I parted, be my greeting here renewed, if ye still, as open-hearted, taste the bliss of doing good.
Baucis, a little woman, very old.
Gently, stranger, lest thou cumber, best whereof my spouse hath need. He but gains from longest slumber strength for briefest waking deed.
Tell me, mother, art thou even she to whom my thanks I bear? I, the youth whose life was given by your kind united care? Art thou Baucis, who the coldly fading mouth refreshment gave?
The husband appears.
Thou, Philemon, who so boldly drew my treasure from the wave? From your fire, so quickly burning, from your silver sounding bell, changed my doom to fortune turning, when the dread adventure fell. Forth upon the sandhill stealing, let me view the boundless sea, let me pray, devoutly kneeling, till my burdened heart be free.
He walks forward upon the downs. Philemon to Baucis.
Haste, and let the meal be dighted, 'neath the garden blooming trees. Let him go and be affrighted, he'll believe not what he sees.
Follows and stands beside the wanderer.
Where the savage waves maltreated you on shores of breaking foam, see a garden lies completed, like an Eden dream of home. Old was I, no longer eager, helpful as the younger are, and when I had lost my vigour, also was the wave afar. Wise lords set themselves in motion, dikes upraised and ditches led, minishing the rise of ocean, lords to be in ocean's stead. See the green of many a meadow, field and garden, wood and town. Come, our table waits in shadow, for the sun is going down. Sails afar are gliding yonder, nightly to the port they fare. To their nest the sea-birds wander, for a harbour waits them there. Distant now, thou hardly seest, where the sea's blue arc is pant. Right and left the broadest freest stretch on thickly peopled land.
Scene 2. In the little garden. The three at the table. Baucis to the stranger.
Art thou dumb? Of all we've brought here, in thy mouth shall nothing fall?
He would know the marvel wrought here. Vain thou speakest, tell him all.
'Twas a marvel if there's any, and the thought disturbs me still. In a business so uncanny, surely helped the powers of ill.
Can the emperor's soul be perilled, who on him the strand bestowed? Gave the mandate, not the herald, trumpeting as on he rode? Near our downs, all unexpected, was the work's beginning seen. Tents and huts, but soon erected, rose a palace over the green.
Knaves in vain by day were storming, plying pick and spade alike, Where the fires at night were swarming, stood the following day a dyke. Nightly rose the sounds of sorrow. Human victims there must bleed. Lines of torches on the morrow were canals that seaward lead. He would seize our field of labour, hut and garden godlessly. Since he lords it as our neighbour, we to him must subject be.
Yet he bids in compensation fair estate of newer land.
Trust not watery foundation, keep upon the hill thy stand.
Letteth to the chapel straying, ere the sunset glow has died. Chime the vespers, kneel and praying, still in our old God confide.
End of Act 5, Scene 2. Act 5, Scene 3 of Faust Part 2 by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Translated by Bayard Taylor. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5, Scene 3. Palace. Spacious pleasure garden, broad, straightly cut canal. Faust in extreme old age, walking about, meditative. Lynceus, the warden, through the speaking trumpet.
The sun goes down, the ships are veering to reach the port with song and cheer. A heavy galley now appearing on the canal will soon be here. The gaudy pennants merrily flutter, the masts and rigging upward climb. Blessings on thee the seamen utter, and fortune greets thee at thy prime.
The little bell rings on the downs. Faust, starting.
A cursed chime, as in derision it wounds me, like a spiteful shot. My realm is boundless to my vision, tet at my back this vexing blot. The bell proclaims with envious bluster, my grand estate lacks full design. The brown old hut, the linden duster, the crumbling chapel are not mine. If there I wished for recreation, another's shade would give no cheer. A thorn it is, a sharp vexation. Would I were far away from here.
Warden, from above.
With evening wind and favouring tide, see the gay galley hither glide. How richly on its rapid track tower chest and casket, bale and sack.
A splendid galley, richly and brilliantly laden with the productions of foreign countries. Mephistopheles, the three mighty men.
Here we have landed, furl the sail. Hail to the master, patron, hail!
They disembark. The goods are brought ashore.
We've proved our worth in many ways, delighted if the patron praise. We sailed away with vessels twain, and 20 come to port again. Of great successes to relate, we only need to show our freight. Free as the mind on ocean free, who there can ponder sluggishly? You only need a rapid grip, you catch a fish, you seize a ship. And when you once are lord of 3, the 4th is grappled easily, the 5th is then in evil plight. You have the power, and thus the might. You count the what, and not the how. If I have ever navigated, war, trade, and piracy, I vow, are 3 in 1, and can't be separated.
No thank and hail, no hail and thank, as if our freight to him were rank. He makes a face of great disgust, the royal wealth displease him must.
Expect no further any pay, your own good share ye took away.
We only took it for pastime fair, we all demand an equal share.
First arrange them in hall on hall, the precious treasures together all. If such a splendour meets his ken, and he regards it more closely then, a niggard he won't be, at least, he'll give our squadron feast on feast. To-morrow the gay birds hither wend, and I can best to them attend.
The cargo is removed. Mephistopheles to Faust.
With gloomy gaze, with serious brow, Of this great fortune hearest thou. Crowned in thy wisest industry, And reconciled as shore and sea. And from the shore to swifter wakes The willing sea the vessel takes. Speak then, that here from thy proud seat Thine arm may clasp the world complete. Here on this spot the work was planned, Here did the first rough cabin stand. A little ditch was traced, a groove, Where now the feathered oar blades move. Thy high intent, thy servants' toil, From land and sea have won the spoil. From here
Still that accursed here, to me a burden most severe. To thee so clever I declare it, it gives my very heart a sting. It is impossible to bear it, yet shamed am I to say the thing. The old ones there should make concession. A shady seat would I create, the lindens not my own possession, disturb my joy in mine estate. There would I, for a view unbaffled, from bough to bough erect a scaffold, till for my gaze a look be won o'er everything that I have done, to see before me, unconfined, the masterpiece of human mind, wisely asserting to my sense the people's gain of residence. No sorer plague can us attack than rich to be and something lack. The chiming bell, the linden's breath, oppress like air in vaults of death. My force of will, my potence grand, is shattered here upon the sand. How shall I ban it from my feeling? I rave whene'er the bell is pealing.
'Tis natural that so great a spite Thy life should thus embitter quite. Who doubts it? Every noble ear Disgusted must the jangle hear. And that accursed bim bam booming, Through the clear sky of evening glooming, Is mixed with each event that passes, From baby's bath to burial masses, As if, between its bam and bim, Life were a dream in memory dim.
Their obstinate opposing strain darkens the brightest solid gain, till one, in plague and worry thrust, grows tired, at last, of being just.
Why be annoyed when thou canst well despise them? Wouldst thou not long since colonize them?
Then go, and clear them out with speed. Thou knowest the fair estate indeed I chose for the old people's need.
We'll set them down on other land, Ere you can look, again they'll stand. When they've the violence outgrown, Their pleasant dwelling shall atone.
He whistles shrilly. The three enter.
Come, as the master bids, and let the fleet a feast tomorrow get.
Reception bad the old master gave, a jolly feast is what we crave.
Mephistopheles ad spectatores.
It happens as it happened of old, Still Naboth's vineyard we behold.
End of Act 5, Scene 3. Act 5, Scene 4 of Faust Part 2 by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Translated by Bayard Taylor. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5, Scene 4. Dead of Night. Lynceus, the warden, singing on the watchtower of the palace.
Foreseeing intended, employed for my side, the tower's my dwelling, the world my delight. I gaze on the distant, I look on the near, the moon and the planets, the forest and deer. So see I in all things the grace without end, and even as they please me, myself I commend. Thou fortunate vision, of all thou wast ware, whatever it might be, yet still it was fair.
Pause.
Not alone that I delight me, have I here been stationed so. What a horror comes to fright me from the darksome world below! Sparks of fire I see outgushing through the night of linden trees. Stronger yet the glow is flushing, fanned to fury by the breeze. Ah, the cabin burns unheeded, damp and mossy though it stand. Quick assistance here is needed, and no rescue is at hand. Ah, the good old father, mother, else so careful of the fire, doomed amid the smoke to smother. The catastrophe how dire! Now the blackening pile stands lonely in the flames that redly swell. If the good old folk be only rescued from the burning hell. Dazzling tongues the crater launches, through the leaves and through the branches. Withered boughs at last ignited, break in burning from the tree. Why must I be thus far-sighted, witness such calamity? Now the little chapel crashes, 'neath a branch's falling blow. Soon the climbing spiry flashes set the tree-tops in a glow. Down to where the trunks are planted, burn they like a crimson dawn.
Long pause. Chant.
What erewhile the eye enchanted with the centuries is gone.
Faust on the balcony towards the downs.
Above, what whining lamentation! The word, the tone, too late I heed. My warder wails, I feel vexation at heart for this impatient deed. Yet be the lindens extirpated, till half-charred trunks the spot deface. A look in the land is soon created, whence I can view the boundless space. Thence shall I see the newer dwelling, which for the ancient pair I raise, who my benign forbearance feeling, shall there enjoy their latter days.
Mephistopheles and the Three, below.
We hither come upon the run. Forgive, not happily 'twas done. We knocked and beat, but none replied, and entrance ever was denied. Of jolts and blows we gave good store, and broken lay the rotten door. We called aloud with direst threat, but still no hearing could we get. And as it haps with such a deed, they would not hear, they would not heed. But we began without delay to drive the stubborn folks away.
The pair had then an easy lot. They fell and died upon the spot.
A stranger who was there concealed and fought was left upon the field.
But in the combat fierce and fast, from coals that round about were cast,
the straw took fire. Now merrily one funeral pile consumes the three.
Deaf unto my commands were ye. Exchange I meant, not robbery. The inconsiderate, savage blow I curse. Bear ye the guilt, and go!
The proverb old still runs its course. Bend willingly to greater force. If you are bold and face the strife, stake house and home, and then your life.
Exeunt. Faust on the balcony.
The stars conceal their glance and glow. The fire sinks down and flickers low. A damp wind fans it with its wings, and smoke and vapour hither brings. Quick bidden, and too quick obeyed, what hovers hither like a shade?
End of Act 5, Scene 4.